Welcome Tarkov fans, my name is Zeal and I am the gamer in the jungle. The purpose of this video is to talk about the thing that you want to know most, and that is, why is Tarkov so ratty this wipe? And I think I have some answers. So I think one of the biggest culprits in Escape from Tarkov for what makes it so ratty is the inconsistencies that exist. The biggest one is being audio. So sometimes you can hear a guy from really far away, and sometimes you can't hear him when he's right beside you. If you're moving, you can't hear anything. So this makes a lot of people just want to sit still, because that's the best way to gain information and an advantage over your opponent. The second thing is you can't trust what you see, and that has to do with the desync that is so brutal in Tarkov. Like, I consistently am around corners or shoot guys in heads, and it just doesn't register. And that's the third thing, is registration. Is you think you'll take a perfect shot and it just goes nowhere, and you're like, what the hell? So the best way to deal with this is to catch guys by surprise and not take them head to head, because when you go head to head, the fights are over before they start. And so when head-to-head fights are over before they even start, what happens is guys don't want to take those fights anymore, and they want to catch guys by surprise, because it's inconsistent whether you'll win or lose. It's literally a 50-50, and that's a problem. It's not a healthy state of an FPS for guys to not want to go head-to-head, because the fights just aren't enjoyable. So it's more fun to sit, it's more safe to sit and take out guys by surprise than it is to actually be moving and doing something in the game. So this is a big thing that BSG needs to fix, is the audio and the desync and the core structure of the game that allows the FPS to be competitive, right? The most dangerous thing in Tarkov right now is being active. If you're active on the map and you're moving, you are in trouble all the time. I understand that there's playing tactically and there's, not taking bad fights and all that jazz, but you do want to encourage players to take the quest lines and try to complete the game. And I think that leads into the second thing, is the quests are just ridiculous. And it pushes the casual player out of that aspect of the game. So maybe they get a few done, they hit level 15, everything basically is accessible through the flea market, and anything that's not, they can kill and attain by ratting. So they sit in a corner with their shitty guns, or, their little bit off meta stuff, pick off chads who are actually trying to complete the quest line, right? So when you force the casual player to abandon the quest line and progress their character and stuff like that, what else do they do? Well, attain money, because everything's accessible through the flea market. And why walk around and loot if it's the most dangerous thing you can do, when you can sit by the extract, catch someone off guard? With the new armor and recoil changes, it just makes it that much easier, which leads me into my third point of why ratting is so prevalent right now in Tarkov in 2024. And it's the new armor and recoil changes. So what they've done is they've reduced significantly the amount of recoil on your first couple shots. So old Tarkov, you used to hit the roof with an AKM if you weren't, didn't have a stock and went full auto. Like, you actually had to pull down to handle your weapon. Whereas now, everything is a laser beam.
Swing that ass! Get his ass!
Ah! He's dead! And a lot of people like it, because casual players now can handle the weapons, right? And what this does is it brings the skill ceiling down, which allows more players to be able to handle weapons and all that stuff, which is good. But what doesn't happen is it doesn't change the way those players play. So the difference between a Chad and a Rat is that a Chad is confident in his ability to shoot the gun and handle himself on the battlefield, whereas a Rat isn't. So a Rat wants to sit and hide and take advantage and play that advantage, right? And so now that you've reduced the recoil, you've made it easier for them to play the way they want to play, because now you don't have to actually be able to handle your weapon, because there's no recoil, but it doesn't change the way they play, because they still don't want to go do the quests, because they're ridiculous. Do they really want to do 15 setup kills? Christ, I don't want to do 15 setup kills. It's a pain in the ass. And then on top of that, what they've done is totally fucked up the armor system. So here I was coming into this wipe thinking that the new armor system was going to be awesome, that I could change out plates and do this and do that, and that's just not the case. You know, I have yet to extract with the armor plate because it's useless. I just buy new armor. With the armor changes is now you can get one shot in the thorax, in the armpit, by, like, I got killed by a Palewa slug. One bullet. Oof, dead.
Probably dudes right up here on the wall, hey?
Maybe.
Yep, I'm dead.
Damn it, dude.
Fucking one shot to the chest.
I shot him right in the chest, dude.
They don't have to hit the head now. So you've taken the skill out of the shot completely too, so they can just aim center mass, full auto, there's no recoil. They kill you no problem. So why would you want to do anything? Because the Chads are going to walk by and then you're going to kill them. You're going to get the best armor and ammo and everything else, guns and sights and all that shit that you can't buy from the traders because you've abandoned the quest line, but it doesn't matter. But it brings the last point is, and it kind of encompasses everything, it brings it back to inconsistency, is the fact that the only thing that's consistent about this inconsistent game is the spawns, which is inconsistent. Like, I have a really good clip of me on Shoreline exploiting the spawn. I just did this a couple days ago.
I think we'll go up here and try and snipe a guy if I don't have 200 fucking ping. There he is. See, they need to make the spawns fucking not that easy to predict. I just know that guy's coming.
If I spawn at a certain spot on Shoreline, I know that I need to watch my right. It takes that inconsistency out of the game. So if they're shooting for inconsistency, having consistent spawns is inconsistent with what they're trying to accomplish. And that's dumb. So what a casual player wants to do is kill things, right? They want to go in, they want to raid and kill shit. They don't want to focus on quest line that takes 6 months to complete for the top players, you know, because they got to kill 30 fucking PMCs at night on customs or 15 PMCs with a shotgun. You know how many PMCs 15 is? Even 8 grenadiers is hard. And even at this point with Grenadier, I'm like, I kind of like the stankrat idea of sitting with an impact grenade, because fuck. So yeah, so I really think that we need to address the quest line and make it so that it's actually progressible and that we force players to want to be active on the map. I think something that we can do that would make a really big difference is addressing the scavs. I think we all know that the scav inconsistencies over the years has been ridiculous, and this wipe is like headshot or nothing, which is absolutely bonkers. And they just don't show up. Like, it's inconsistent when you'll find scavs. I have raids where I kill 16 scavs, and yet the rest of that map was probably dead. And I did 3 raids this morning on Lighthouse. 0 scavs on Lighthouse, and I'm trying to kill them at the cottages. You know how many raids I've done trying to do Long Road over the years? Like, they just don't spawn. And then you'll get 16 in one raid. And then you'll have them where they just headshot you. And it's just ridiculous how the AI works. And so I think instead of making scavs stronger, we need to make them mediocre, where they hit lots of body shots, hit you in the arms, hit you in the legs, not to tap you, you know, and have more of them. I think if we have more scavs spread throughout the map, and if you sit still, that these scavs can sniff you out, you know, or they try to find you, and if we can get players actually shooting the guns, then they will get better with the guns and increase their skill. Right? And I think we need to bring the casual players up instead of lowering the ceiling on the skill gap. I think that's the biggest difference, and people want to shoot their guns. So put scavs in to shoot their guns that don't just one-tap you. Make them move a little more tactically instead of just sitting in the open doing 360s. Or you're trying to line them up and their head is spinning like this, like it's retarded. And then they lock on and hit you with the one-arm suplex and fucking headshot you, and you're like, what the fuck? This game is so inconsistent. So, I think BSG has a lot to blame for why Tarkov is so ratty in 2024. Let me know what you think in the comments. Maybe I'm out to lunch here with thinking that Tarkov's extra ratty this wipe, and maybe I'm got the nail on the head, but I want to hear from you. I want some feedback, and thanks for watching, you guys. I appreciate you. Catch you later.